Southeast Community College invites you to check out our spaces ahead of your official campus visit. Our virtual campus tours let you see our campuses and learn more about our programs of study. Then you can schedule your individual visit in person or virtually. Virtual tours of our campuses in Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, and our learning centers are online at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
This is a presentation of the 2024 Girls State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. State basketball broadcasts are presented by Union Bank and Trust, Southeast Community College, Platte Valley Equipment, Nebraska Hematology Oncology, Wingstop, Sand Hills Global, Roofing Service Company, High Electric, Eustis Body Shop, the Nebraska Army National Guard, Pizza Ranch, Members Owned Credit Union, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Sunbelt Rentals, Acres, Ebb Concrete, Doane University, the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, and Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Now, calling all the action from Pinnacle Bank Arena, here's Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman.
Welcome back in. A short break ever since we moved Millard West on to the state semifinals on Friday nights after they won 49-35 over Omaha Central. Now, who will they play? That is yet to be determined, and it'll be the winner of our next game on tap, the Millard North Mustangs, who are the 4 seed, and the number 5 seed, Lincoln North Star Gators. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman coming at you from courtside at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Jay Foreman, couple of things before we really dive deeper. I should say tip off and get to our starting lineups. Just looking overall at the Millard North Mustangs, we know about the dominant run that the boys Millard North team has been on over the last couple of years. Right. They're a highly seeded team even again this year. The Millard North Mustangs are. But how about this? Millard North Mustangs girls team has not been to the state tournament since 2019. People think that or hear that and say, okay, that was just a couple of years ago. We got to remind ourselves we're not in 2021 anymore. Right. This is 2024. It's been now 5 years since Millard North has been in the state tournament, which feels like a really long time for a program that's been here 16 times now. You look up and down their roster, and there's not a single player that averages double figures scoring. Right. Let me ask you this. Does that mean they're balanced, or does that mean that they're a defensive first team?
I think it means it's balanced because when you have, 4 or 5 young ladies who are averaging 9 points, 8 points, 7, and 8, that means it's an equal opportunity offense. And defense, they do a really good job, right? But they're able to switch. They're able to all handle the ball, much like a secondary version of what we just watched from Millard West. Now, they don't have 2 lead dogs like they had in the Gesser twins, but they have a plethora of players that can score in double figures if they need be. So I think that makes for a more dangerous team because you can't focus on one player. And so if I'm the North Star Gators, I'm trying to force the action and make them play a little bit different, right? I'm trying to make one player try to be the lead dog because I think they play better when they play complementary basketball. And the one thing Millard North has is size and experience, right? And that is something that you can't coach. When you look at them, they're all 5'9", 5'10", a 6-footer, long, athletic, and they've all played together. So this is going to be a pretty good matchup.
Millard North was actually a host of the A4 bracket last week during the district tournament. They fell to Omaha Central at home, the team we just got done witnessing, 62-56 in the A4 district final. But here they are. They get another chance against a really, really talented Lincoln North Star team.
Yeah, an upstart program there led by Tommy Johnson, and he's done a really good job. He had an upset victory last year at Pius to get them to state, and this year with expectations maybe a little bit lower, he's taken this team after a mid-season kind of lull to get on a hot run, defensive-oriented team, some really good players where you think of Gatwich, you think of Irons, and you think of Lou. All three of them are in double digits, and all of them do what? They score and they rebound. And then you got Joyce Johnson, the freshman, his niece coming off the bench or starting, is able to control the pace with superior ball handling skills. So you know what Tommy Johnson and his staff is thinking, like, look, we have a little bit of the playbook on how to beat Millard North because we saw a team much like us in Central beat them last week to get into the state championship. So Lincoln North Star is playing with a lot of confidence right now, but they also are playing with a little bit more confidence because they've seen a team that looks like them and also plays like them beat this Millard North team that is a veteran-led team, actually a well-established program, but then also North Star thinks they're a well-established program as well.
Let's take a brief timeout, and when we return, we'll have starting lineups and tip-off for Millard North and Lincoln North Star here in our second quarterfinal in the Class A girls bracket right after this on 93.7 The Ticket. High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gail Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street. Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs. Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you. Huge thanks in part to our exclusive sponsor, Union Bank and Trust, for their support of high school hoops the entire year. Let's get you started with starting lineups. First for the Millard North Mustangs, 17-7 on the season, led by head coach Chris Paulson. As I mentioned just a moment ago, they haven't been to the state tournament since 2019, which is a year that they in fact won it. In 2019, that's their lone state championship, but this is their 16th appearance in the state tournament games. They're going to send out their number 3, a 5'10" guard, Sarah Harley. Number 10, a 5'11" junior forward, averaging 7.7 per game, Riley McLucas. Number 14, a 6'1" junior forward, Averill Smith. Number 21, a 6-foot forward sophomore, averaging 6.5 per game. Number 21, Clara Welker, and a 5'9" sophomore guard, their second leading scorer, averaging 8 points per game. Number 22, Izzy Galligan. For the Lincoln North Star Navigators, 19-5 on the season. They have been just to the state tournament for the second time. And guess what? 2 straight years. They've been here 2 straight years for their 2 times. They're led by head coach Tommy Johnson. As Jay said, their assistant coaches, Steve Bartek, Jake Simmons, Shaquila Butner, and Jay Stewart. Their starting 5 for head coach Tommy Johnson. Number 4, a 6-foot junior forward, averaging 13.5 per game, Sarah Gatwich. A 5'11" junior guard, Olivia Anderson. Number 14, a 5'10" sophomore forward, Kendall Anderson. The leading scorer for the Gators, averaging 14.5 per game, a 6-foot sophomore, Ani Liu, and then rounding out the starting 5, a 5'4" freshman guard, K-Tree Irons.
Yeah, look, but listen, two well-established basketball programs, 2 really good coaches, and there's a lot of height. So the skill set of both of these teams is going to be on display. North Star plays a little bit up pace, and it plays a little bit of a 1-3-1 half-court trap, where Millard North is well-skilled, kind of like Millard West, where they just share the basketball and play good complementary basketball. So whoever stays out of foul trouble, makes free throw shots, is going to have the leg up in this game. It's going to be interesting to see how North Star, with their second time being in the state tournament, reacts versus last year. That's exciting to see.
Lincoln North Star got here via hosting the A5 district, and they had to get through not only Omaha North, but Omaha Marion. They beat Marion 49-37 in the district final back on February 23rd. And it's Millard North versus Lincoln North Star. First time we've been able to get a Lincoln school on today's docket. We'll have this one with the Gators, who have just won the tip, but then Southwest and Southeast coming up in just a little while at the conclusion of this game. So here are the Gators. Number 22, Joyce Johnson out there. I was incorrect. I apologize. Not K-Tree Irons. Joyce Johnson out there for the Gators in the starting lineup. Here's Lou. Bounces it outside to number 14, Kendall Anderson. Back to Lou. Three-pointer on the way from the left wing. Just a little short. And the rebound caroms out to the perimeter where Sarah Harley collects it.
A little bit of a 3-2 zone there by Millard North to start out. Now you got a 1-3-1 half-court kind of soft trap there by the North Star Gators. A battle of wills here. Whoever can execute the longest is going to win this game. There you go.
So once again, as we have a turnover here, Lincoln North Star going the other way. Kendall Anderson, layup, foul, and on the way up there. And Kendall Anderson will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 shots. Foul will go on number 22, Izzy Galligan, the 5'9" sophomore. That's her first.
You got two teams playing a little bit different type of defense. Usually, it's like in the coach's manual here in Nebraska, you're going to play man-to-man. But you see Coach Johnson coming out with his 1-3-1 half-court trap, and you see Millard North coming out with a little bit of a 3-2 zone. They're going to make you execute, run when they can. It also keeps them out of foul trouble early in the game, considering the intensity of these two teams.
7:13 to go, first quarter. First free throw was no good for Kendall Anderson. Second one on the way, and it's perfect. So 1-0. Lincoln North Star, the Gators out in front early on here in the first 50 seconds of play as Galligan has it for Millard North. Cross-court pass. That is number 10, Riley McLucas. Jumper on the way, no good, and Sarah Gatwich gets the defensive rebound. How about Tommy Johnson's shirt today, Jay?
I like it, man. I like the old school shoes, too.
It's a Chubbies, if you know that brand. Do you know that brand at all?
No, I don't, but I see he's got the Bo Jackson shoes, or no, the old Deion Sanders shoes.
That's right.
Right there that he brought back at the University of Colorado. So Swagalicious is on display. Good dude. I know Tommy Johnson. He does a good job with my basketball players.
I just can't get over the fit from Tommy Johnson on state tournament day. So we had a jump ball on the floor, and its possession arrow gives it to Millard North. And so they'll get the possession arrow. It'll flip back, and it'll be North Star ball next time. But here is Harley. Cross-court Galligan. Galligan looking around, pass deflected. Harley's able to corral it. Into the lane, free throw line, floater on the way. No good, short offensive rebound, Millard North Mustangs. Back out to the perimeter, pass deflected. Collision, and it's corralled by Lincoln North Star. Up the floor, Lou. Layup, left hand, no good, too strong. And Harley collects the rebound. Back the other way we go with the Mustangs. Sarah Harley hesitates at the perimeter, kicks it out. Galligan, 3-ball, top of the key. Just a little strong off back iron. Put back, no good. But a foul as number 14, Avril Smith, went up strong with it, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
You've seen a little nerves by both teams there, trying to figure out what the other team is doing defensively. You see North Star had multiple chances to take turnovers and turn them into points, only cashed in on one, get to the free throw line. Millard North with a deep 3. Good job of chasing the ball, getting the shot back up, now at the free throw line, trying to take the lead.
That foul went on Sarah Gatwich, the 6-foot junior, her first of the day, and Avril Smith goes 1 for 2 at the line. So we're all tied up in the high-scoring affair of 1-1 with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Lou passes it left side. It's out of the reach of Anderson, and that's a turnover going back the other way to Millard North.
Yeah, a little bit of, sometimes you see when you first, because Millard North changed up their defense, right? So they went to a little bit of a 1-3-1 trap of their own. Looked like they were going to double-team the ball. Lou picked up the ball, then overshot the pass. A little bit of nerves here, and rightfully so. Two young teams that hadn't been there before or been there quite often, and you got to figure out a way to get over your nerves and play some good basketball.
Avril Smith is able to collect on the layup, gather herself down low, and put it in from the left side of the bucket. It's 3-1 Millard North. Gatwich with it on the right side. Cross-court pass. Johnson, 3-ball, right wing. Just a tad strong. Rebound caroms out to Gatwich. She corrals it. Lou, mid-range jumper, missed that
Good
one.
Shot.
And scratch that. Olivia Anderson collects the miss for Lincoln North Star, and they'll get a third try at it. Right side, here's Kendall Anderson with it, looking around, trying to find help, finds Joyce Johnson on the far side. Almost lost it for a moment, now does lose it as the Mustangs get the turnover, and Sarah Harley will bring it across the timeline.
A little sloppy play to start out. You can see the nerves there at North Star. They usually are pretty good at with ball handling the ball and catching and passing. They have not done it well tonight. They should hopefully get it started here after a couple more possessions.
Gatwich gets the rebound off the Sarah Harley missed three-point attempt, and North Star has the basketball. 4:40 to go in the first quarter. Ani Liu with it on the left side. Liu dribbles into the lane. Kendall Anderson, three ball on the way.
There
Got
you go.
it.
Sometimes
Kendall Anderson.
Kendall Anderson is a knockdown shooter, sets the defense, but also a spot-up shooter. Maybe that'll get the nerves out of this North Star defense.
In the lane, Smith, layup, no good. Galligan gets the offensive rebound, and we're going to have a foul down low.
Gatwich.
If this is on Gatwich, that'll be number 2 on her, and it is.
And we've seen this in earlier games, Nick, where, a pretty well-known and established player get 2 fouls early. We saw it last night also in the Pius against Central game in the boys' side, is that you got to be able to play within yourself, keep your head in the game, and understand playing steady early will pay off for you later.
So first free throw at the line for number 22, Izzy Galligan, a 5'9" sophomore guard, is money. So we're all knotted up at 4 apiece with one more free throw to come.
Well, Tommy Johnson has a really good bench here where you're able to bring a 6'1" and a 5'10" player off the bench with a lot of experience. And the one thing about North Star, we've seen them a lot more than we've seen Millard North, is how he's kind of fostered this program from the club level up to the college or to the high school level. Very confident in his whole team. They'll both be able to withstand this storm here by Millard North.
K-Tree Irons is checked into the game, finds a cutting number 24, Brooke Klon, unable to hold on to the pass, and so it'll go back towards the Millard North Mustangs' way. 5-4, Millard North leads by 1, 4:10 to play in the first quarter here in the Class A quarterfinal. The winner of this one gets number 1 seed Millard West on Friday night. Here's into the elbow. Backdoor cutting. Great find by Avril Smith. Missed layup there by Romy Loveridge. And Lincoln North Star gets the defensive rebound and catches a break. Ani Liu on the left side gets doubled by Harley and Smith. Now back to Joyce Johnson. Johnson dribbles in the double team, taken away by Loveridge. Loveridge being tracked down from behind by Irons. Loveridge layup, too strong, missed it. Great defense by the freshman for Lincoln North Star, K-Tree Irons. Up the floor we go. Ani Liu, cross court. Irons, 3-ball, right side. No good. Offensive rebound. Ani Liu, she dumps it out, and Anderson will try for her second three, and she'll take it.
We know who's establishing herself in this game. Anderson has been here, played last year, can shoot you out of nervousness until everybody else starts playing their game. Great shot there by Anderson.
7-5, Lincoln North Star with a 2-point lead over the Mustangs. Quick pass inside, now back out, 3-ball left side to answer.
Good answer
and number
there.
33, Briley Nelson, gets her first
Great
points.
offense, in and out, make the defense move. The backside is either you're going to get a drive and kick or a spot up 3, and Millard North executes. Now, North Star is, again, we're approaching 6 turnovers here, and 5 of them have been unforced errors here, and they're still only down by 1. So they got to settle down and understand that this is a long game. Don't try to overthink it. Don't see goals. Just play the basketball that you've been playing all year. But Millard North is a well-coached and schooled team.
2:53 to play, first quarter, Sarah Harley will try her luck at 3. No good, and Kendall Anderson collects the miss for Lincoln North Star. Anderson, outlet pass up the floor, K-Tree Irons. Using her dribble on the right side, gets doubled, and now it's going to be a timeout for Tommy Johnson and Lincoln North Star. 2:34 to go, 8-7. Millard North with a slim advantage over the Gators of North Star, and we'll step aside and be back in just 60 seconds right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
Strong lineup season after season, and you'll dominate. That's the way it's been at Platte Valley Equipment for decades. Whatever your task, their John Deere lineup of equipment handles it with ease. From riding mowers, compact tractor packages, to farm equipment, they can't be beat. That goes for their low monthly payments too. Visit PlatteValleyEquipment.com. Proud sponsor of the 2024 NSAA Boys and Girls High School State Basketball Tournament. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman back with you here in the middle of a Gators possession on offense. They have 10 seconds to shoot as Ani Liu cross-court pass to K-Tree Irons. They're back the other way. Long three on the way. Looked really good out of the hand.
Rebound.
Offensive rebound again for Ani Liu. Now Kendall Anderson, cross-court our way to Johnson. Johnson now to Liu in the corner. Back to Anderson. Thought about trying her luck at another three, but decided to pass it to the right side. It's deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Gators.
North Star is doing a better job against this actually 1-3-1 zone that Millard North has implemented, moving the ball. They need to do a little bit better job of attacking the zone to create some easier shots for their offense.
Cross court to Anderson. Anderson will try her luck at another three. Missed that one. Ani Liu saves it from going out of bounds, but it will go out of bounds eventually, just farther up the floor. And it's going to be Millard North basketball with 1:41 to play in the first quarter.
Millard North does a really good job. You asked about whether they were a, equal opportunity offense or a defensive team. I think I'm actually going to change my answer. They're a really good defensive team. They play multiple sets on defense, and they all executed very well, causing a lot of problems for this North Star Gators offense.
So here are the Mustangs. Mid-range jumper, Averill Smith. It's good, and it's 10-7. Millard North with 1:25 to go in the first quarter. Long pass up the floor. Ani Liu lost the basketball. Averill Smith comes away with the loose ball. And here comes Galligan. Galligan across the timeline. Left side, Smith. Smith takes one dribble. Back out to Galligan. To Nelson. To now number 5. Emma Vanderplatz. She's checked into the game for the first time for Millard North. And Averill Smith, a turnaround jumper, no good. And Lincoln North Star collects the defensive rebound. 55 seconds on the game clock here as Irons has it right side to Ani Liu. Liu looking for help, exhausted her dribble. It's deflected. No, it's not. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Gators.
Yeah, Tommy Johnson got to do a good job of getting some of their better players, Ani Liu and them, settled down and understand they're not seeing they're seeing the things that they're seeing, and they're up towards almost double digits in unforced errors or turnovers, and so they're doing a better job of moving the ball. They got to attack and get some shots closer to the hoop. I'm sure at the beginning of the second quarter, in between the quarters, he'll get that figured out.
Bounce passes it to Averill Smith on the elbow. Back to Galligan to Smith. Smith on the right side. Back to Galligan. Just playing pitch and catch back and forth. Averill Smith in traffic to Galligan. Galligan on the left side down low. Averill Smith pass tipped by the undersized Johnson. Back to Galligan. We're going to have a jump ball, and the possession arrow gives it to the Gators.
There's a good job there by North Star Gators, cranking up their intensity before they get to the end of the first quarter and forcing Millard North to play a little bit faster. I think when Millard North has scored the last couple possessions, they're able to move the ball, one pass, get it to the middle of the lane, then kick it out, and they were getting a lot of baseline jumpers in the open three. North Star Gators cranked up the intensity to change the tempo of the game.
So K-Tree Irons has it now. Pass into the near side to Gatwich directly in front of us. 13 on the game clock. Olivia Anderson layup.
Job.
It was almost too easy. She didn't even use the backboard.
Yeah, Gatwich almost surprised her there with the drive it, and they know what type of player she is. Dumped it off. Good job by Gatwich there.
Pass out to the far side of Millard North as there's the horn. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Your score, Millard North 10, Lincoln North Star 9. Don't go anywhere. Start of the second quarter starts right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
It's time to start the second quarter of play from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Millard North 10, Lincoln North Star 9. at the start of the second period. Millard North will start with the basketball. Galligan with it at the top of the key to Harley. Back to Galligan to Avril Smith. Jumper on the way. No good off back iron on the attempt by Clara Welker. And it's going to be Lincoln North Star basketball with 7:40 to play in the first half. Irons crosses over to Anderson. Anderson to Joyce Johnson in the near corner. Back out top near the logo to Irons. Irons, just a freshman, playing some big minutes here at PBA. Kendall Anderson to Gatwich. Gatwich tries to drive baseline, gets stopped by Smith, and it's going to be deflected out of bounds. And we'll have a quick substitution as Ani Liu checks in for Kendall Anderson.
Good job on that left side of the Millard North defense, right side of North Star Gators of McLucas and Smith, of forcing Gatwich baseline, then also being active hands and knocking the ball out of bounds.
So here's Irons, on the left side. Joyce Johnson back to Olivia Anderson. 3 ball on the way, just a tad short. Smallest player on the floor. Irons gets the rebound for North Star. Now Gatwich with it. Guarded by Harley, and she is bumped and fouled by Sarah Harley. That's going to be her first.
Listen, you don't have to have big stature to be a rebounder. KT Irons went in there and jumped and skied over 2 6-footers to get that rebound. Giving North Star Gators more attempts is going to lead to more points eventually.
So here's Katie Irons in the lane. Floater too strong. And the rebound goes into the hands of Welker. Here comes Galligan. Galligan across the timeline to Harley. Harley back out top to Galligan. Galligan looking around. Overhead rocket of an arm. Pass inside. Back out to Harley. Harley to Smith. Smith tries to drive baseline. Cross court taken away. Everybody saw that coming as Sarah Gatwich was the one that mattered the most, and she took it away. Gatwich across the half-court line. Behind the back dribble. Hesitates in the lane. Gatwich. Floater contested. No good. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Mustangs.
Really good defensive play there by Gatwich and timed up her steal attempt there and got it, controlled the tempo, real smooth behind the back, got it up off the backboard. A little too hard, but a really good job there by Annie Liu there to keep the ball alive, and it's off a Millard North defender.
So right side here is Joyce Johnson. Johnson backs it out near the logo into the corner now. Liu with it. Stops. Cross-court pass intercepted by Harley. Harley bringing it up the floor. Harley running the show. Down low, good find. Galligan, she's fouled down low by, I believe, KT Irons.
Good job by Harley to dump it off to Galligan. Good physical play there by Galligan and trying to make it an and one. Fouled on the attempt. Now she's at the free throw line trying to extend this 1-point lead. I still think both of these teams, Nick, are battling nerves right now. And if you watch them early in the year, both of them as we have, and called a game with 2 of them, they're a lot more efficient on offense. You got 2 teams that are looking at each other that want to win this game so bad. They're almost playing out of sorts right now. So whatever team can get out of their own way the fastest will probably have the advantage that might lead to a victory.
6:18 to go, second quarter. Millard North leads 10-9. Galligan misses both free throws, and so it's now 10-9 still. Millard North leads by 1 over Lincoln North Star. Passes out in front of us. Katie Irons back to Joyce Johnson. Johnson looking around for help, finds Kendall Anderson. Anderson stops at the right side. Pass deflected, taken away by Sarah Harley. She'll slow down as Millard North doesn't have numbers. Harley hesitates in the lane, draws the contact. And it's going to be a defensive rebound up the floor. We go with Annie Liu in the lane. Galligan defending, and Liu is able to get the layup to fall.
Maybe that'll open up North Star's offense right there as their leading scorer, Annie Liu, starts to get her first 2 points. Knock the nervousness out of her and see if she can play a little bit faster.
Quickly, Lincoln North Star steals it away. It's 11-10 Gators with a 1-point advantage and the basketball. Joyce Johnson dribbles in to Gatwich, kicks it out. Anderson, she's hit 2 already, and she misses that attempt as Avril Smith gets that defensive rebound. Galligan coming back the other way. Galligan stops to Smith, and she got away with a walk there as it's going to be a traveling violation on Avril Smith.
Millard North on that was a little bit out of sorts there where Izzy Galligan accidentally picked up her dribble a little bit too quick, got it to Smith. Smith wanted to drive. A little bit of a shuffling of the feet there, travel call by the ref, but now we're back on offense for North Star Gators. Let's see how they choose to attack this 1-3-1 zone that Millard North has changed up from originally the 3-2 zone, and it's giving both teams a little bit of a trouble to get in rhythm offensively. And the one thing, Nick, about this 1-3-1 zone, it's not a trapping 1-3-1 zone like Central plays, right? Or Central played, or even Millard West played. It's more of the throw you off rhythm and get you to shoot from certain spots on the court, and it's working out beautifully for both teams.
So here's Katie Irons into the corner. Gatwich in the lane, driving baseline, layup, no good. Had a good look at it. Lou gets the rebound, and we're going to have a jump ball, and it will stay with the Gators.
Really good job by Annie Lou right there of securing the rebound, keeping it above her head, but then also being strong enough to chin the ball, and then also Millard North Smith coming over there and making it a jump ball.
So Kendall Anderson gets the inbound to Gatwich, and we have a foul called on Millard North. It's going to be on number 22, Izzy Galligan, her second. And the second team foul of the quarter on Millard North as well. 4:50 to play, second quarter, 11-10. Lincoln North Star out in front of Millard North. At the top of the key, here's Joyce Johnson out to Katie Irons. Irons dribbling into the lane, dumps it off. Gatwich, better strip from behind.
Great play there by Briley Nelson.
Number 33, Briley Nelson. 4:38 to play, second quarter. Galligan here, left side, Harley. Harley into the corner to Loveridge. Loveridge back to Harley to Galligan. Galligan to Smith. Good ball movement from Millard North as they have down low Loveridge. Loveridge on the block. Had a shot fake, dumped it out, tried to dump it out into the corner, unable to do so as Gatwich was able to reach up and snag it out of midair.
Gatwich on that backside of that defense is giving Millard North a lot of problems because she's so long and strong and athletic. She's able to make a lot of defensive plays but not even moving.
Katie Irons trying a three, no luck, but Annie Lou with another offensive rebound, and with 4 minutes exactly on the game clock, we're going to reset the Lincoln North Star offense here with Katie Irons. Left side, Joyce Johnson. She'll try a three. Left side, bounces around and out. And Sarah Harley boxes out Gatwich for the defensive rebound. Back the other way we go. Harley cuts through, finds a trailing Galligan. Dumped down low, taken away again by Lincoln North Star. Outlet pass all the way up the floor. Lou in transition, layup good.
That's what North Star wants to do. They want to turn you over and get the ball up and down the court. They got a lot of athletic ability, a lot of length. Sarah Gatwich, again, causing problems on the defensive end.
Three-pointer from Briley Nelson is just a tad strong. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch, I believe
by Millard
they're going to change the call, Lincoln North Star. So Millard North basketball.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably the right call. Annie Lou did a really good job of boxing out, kind of lunged for it, went off her hand a little bit, but good physical play. North Star Gators and the Millard North Mustangs are really going at it. And look, we're seeing this early. We've seen this in a lot of the games that we've already called, Nick. Early in the game, you got to really get down to your 8th, 9th player on your bench because of the anxiety of playing in the state tournament or in the district finals. And so both coaches and both teams are testing their depth right now.
On the inbounds pass, we have a foul on a shot as Briley Nelson attempted the layup from the right side. The fouls, I think, is going to go on number 24. Yes, it is. Brooke Plon. That's her first.
Really good job there by Briley Nelson, kind of faking like she was going to pick at the free throw line, pivoting back and sealing Brooke Plunge and trying to get an easy layup there to kind of get that offense kick started. Now she's at the free throw line trying to hit two. Then they got too many people on the court right now. Ref didn't want to let her come off the court.
Nope. 13-11. Gators lead by 2. 3:22 to play in the second quarter. 3:20 and second free throw, no good. So we're going to keep it 13-11. Kendall Anderson will bring it across the half-court line, give it to Joyce Johnson. Johnson running to her left, hands it off to Katie Irons. Irons stops with that left pivot foot, gives it back to Joyce Johnson, stops the elbow, kicks it out. Sarah Gatwich. Gatwich on the far side in the lane. Gatwich shot block. Nice defensive play by Avril Smith.
Great defense.
Back the other way we go with number 5, Emma Vanderplatz. Right side, Sarah Harley with it into the corner. First time we've seen number 13, Adeline Rooney, as well into the game. Harley, 3-ball, and the lead. Off back iron, no luck on that one. Another offensive rebound, but it's passed right into the foot of Kendall Anderson. Here comes Lincoln North Star up the right side. Annie Lou with it to Katie Irons, to Joyce Johnson, working it around the perimeter. Tommy Johnson says, hold on, slow it down. 2:23 to play in the second quarter, 17 seconds on the shot clock. Annie Lou with it on the right side. They're going to get it to Katie Irons up near the logo. Irons to Johnson, guarded by Harley. Top of the key, Anderson trying to get some space for a three-point shot, unable to do so in the lane. Johnson with 2 on the shot clock, unable to get it to go, and we'll have a foul on the rebound on Joyce Johnson.
Yeah, good. Millard North did a really good job of making North Star Gators to be patient. And then Johnson had a good drive, a little bit of body contact. I would have expected a call there. Got it up off the backboard, got called for a ticky-tack foul, trying to get the offensive rebound, and a quick timeout here. But, look, this is a battle here, Nick. This is going to come down to the last 2 or 3 possessions. 2 well-coached teams, man. This is exciting basketball.
2:05 to play, second quarter, 13-11. North Star, they lead by 2 over the Mustangs of Millard North. Let's step aside for 30 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
Come see the exciting career opportunities in the world of large ag. Acres, your Nebraska John Deere dealer, is hosting a career fair during our 2024 Ag and Turf Expo. Learn about career opportunities in service, sales, parts, and precision ag, as well as other roles in Acres business support team. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center March 6th and 7th or Fauner Park March 21st and 22nd. Go to acres.com/expo24 for details.
2:05 to play in the second quarter. Lincoln North Star leads 13-11 over Millard North. 5 out there currently for Tommy Johnson and the Lincoln North Star Gators. Number 2, Alexandra Kroll, Sarah Gatwich. Also out there, Annie Lou, Kendall Anderson, and Olivia Anderson. So now, top of the key. Now inside, Briley Nelson draws the contact, and guess what? That's Sarah Gatwich's 3rd personal foul.
Was it on Sarah Gatwich or number 2, Alexandria Kroll, who subbed in right before the timeout? And they thought they'd had good, position. But you know what Millard North is trying to do with Nelson and then number 34, Stevens? They're trying to work a little bit of high-low when they reverse the ball quickly. Look for Stevens, since she had a good seal on Anderson down there underneath. Look for Millard North to come back to that.
Nelson's 2 free throws are good. We're all tied up. 13-13. A little bit of an extended defensive pressure for Millard North in the final 2 minutes of the second quarter. Now they'll back off. As
a little bit of man-to-man defense here, a little bit of a change-up for Millard North. They've ran 3 different types of defenses trying to confuse North Star Gators and what they're doing.
Here's Gatwich creating some space. Misses the first free throw or layup and gets her back. Misses the second layup, gets it back, and then finally hits the third.
Now we're probably seeing why Millard North most likely probably doesn't want to play a lot of man-to-man defense. Gatwich goes right around her defender. 3 shots. The last one goes in.
So here, the Mustangs, Aaron Passy goes out of bounds. Last touch by Millard North. It'll go in the direction of Lincoln North Star.
A little bit of the errant pass by Adeline Rooney, a little bit too high there for number 5, Emma Vanderplatz. Unforced error, turnover there, costly for Millard North Mustangs.
So here's Kroll. Kroll on the right side, looking for Lincoln North Star, looking for help, finds Kendall Anderson. Anderson gets bumped, no whistle. Anderson's trapped. Trying to get it to Gatwich. It's going to be over and back as Olivia Anderson, went over and back.
Yeah, it was a little bit of extended pressure there by number 13, Adeline Rooney, and caught North Star by surprise. Anderson picked up her dribble. Anderson was a little bit too wide. The momentum that sent her into the backcourt. An unforced error by the North Star Gators. So now you're still seeing a little bit of the turnovers, unforced errors by both teams. So you got to see what teams settle down. We're almost done with the first 2 quarters. Sooner or later, we got to get out of our own way and start playing some basketball.
48 seconds left here in the second quarter. 15-13, Lincoln North Star out in front by 2. Galligan back into the game. So is Sarah Harley. Harley has it on the left wing now. Finds Briley Nelson. 36 on the game clock. 22 on the shot clock. Nelson in the right side corner. Bounce pass inside. Back to Harley. 3-ball far corner. Got it.
That's exactly what you want, right? Inside action. We talked about Stevens with the high-low. Kicked it to the corner. Harley wide open. Bucket.
So Kendall Anderson now left side. Joyce Johnson. Shot clock is turned off. Gators trail by 1. 16-15 here in the second quarter. 10 seconds on the game clock. Joyce Johnson getting ready to set things up. Johnson in the lane. Layup, no good. Follow through, no good. Or follow-up shot, no dice. At the horn, it's not even close. As at the end of the second quarter, your score, Millard North 16, Lincoln North Star 15. Let's go ahead and take a brief timeout. When we return, we'll have the next Ag Appraisal and Realty pregame show halftime show from Pinnacle Bank Arena between Millard North and Lincoln North Star coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Score big this month at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln and rule the terrain on a Segway Fugelman UT10X. Now is your chance to get into a side-by-side for only $12,000 out the door. That's right, just $12,000. And this bad boy stacks up to all the other name brands. Plus, you get Segway's signature smart commanding system featuring airlock, drive settings, safety alerts, and more. Hurry in now. Elway Power Sports only has 2 left at this blowout price. Swing by their new 27th and I-80 location or shop their inventory at elwaypslincoln.com.
As the chief buffet officer here at Pizza Ranch, I get all kinds of buffet questions. Here's one from Cole.
Is there a real cactus in your cactus bread?
Great question, Cole. No, there is no cactus in our cactus bread, just sweet cinnamony streusel. It's on our buffet every day, along with pizza, chicken, ice cream, and all your other favorites. Even better, at least for your parents, kids eat free on Tuesday nights. And don't worry, Cole, there's no coal in our coleslaw either.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
In a world where quality tools make the dream work, let Sunbelt Rentals be your unseen team member. Shine bright with our top-notch equipment dependable for any project size. Witness the difference with tool rental in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's more than just a tool, it's your companion for the perfect job. With Sunbelt Rentals, you're never alone in your project journey. Brighter tasks, better results. Sunbelt Rentals, tools that empower you.
When it comes to joining the Nebraska Army National Guard, you've heard it all before. College, healthcare, signing bonus. But joining is so much more than that. It's setting yourself up for a new and better chapter of your life. I'm Staff Sergeant Paul White, and because of the Nebraska Army National Guard, I'm in control of my career. And when the workday ends, I get to come home to my family. Write your next chapter by joining the Nebraska Army National Guard. For more information, schedule a meeting with me, Staff Sergeant Paul White at nationalguard.com.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
It is time for the Next Ag Appraisal and Realty halftime show. If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, or if you want to visit their new location in Pender, Nebraska, give Ethan Sorensen a call today, 402-380-0432, or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Nick Sander, Jay Foreman back with you at the break. The Millard North Mustangs lead the Lincoln North Star Gators 16-15 at the half. Jay, really impressive performance from both teams. A little sloppy at times, some nerves having to get worked through, but nonetheless, a really fun half of basketball.
Yeah, and look, the Millard North team played three different types of defenses to confuse this Gator offense, and the Gators stuck to their guns in their 1-3-1 trap. But it's been good basketball. Haven't hit a lot of shots, but they've been all good shots, and they're playing with the pace that they both like to play. Styles make fights, and there's two teams that are looking straight at each other, want this game. Little nerves, and that's to be expected, right? Both teams are on the come up and trying to establish themselves in this world of Class A girls basketball. So I look for the second half to be a lot more scoring, a little bit more efficient on offense, and it's going to be interesting to see who makes the biggest adjustments coming out of halftime with only 4 minutes left.
Once again, so just a couple minutes left in the first half. The winner of this game between the Mustangs and the Gators will face off against Millard West. Remind the folks, in case they missed it, Millard West defeats Omaha Central earlier in the day. What was so impressive about Millard West?
Well, it was just the teamwork, and with Neely Gessert, she eventually fouled out, obviously off her game. They were able to withstand the barrage of Anaya Jones going to the hoop, trying to create. And then you had the other Gessert twin lead them, right? Not really necessarily from the field, but at the free throw line. Then you saw Ott. Then you saw Hansen. You saw different complementary players either hit big shots or make big plays to pull through a battle. They got tested, and that was, I think, the first. Sometimes when you're so good like Millard West has been all year long, Nick, sometimes when you get pushed to the test, you're a little bit caught on your heels, a little bit shocked. But what do? They leaned on some of their secondary or complementary players. They're all great players. And then you saw Pavin hit a couple big threes, make a couple big plays at the basket that kept them always within or always have a 3+ lead. And what they do, Nick, they were only up by 3, came down, hit a transition 3, hit a bucket, hit another 3. So they went from a 3-point lead to a 10-point lead. And that was essentially game, set, match, especially after Nia Jones fouled out.
So how about this? Lincoln North Star and Millard North actually met up just a couple of weeks ago in the final game of the regular season. Millard North put a stomping on Lincoln North Star by a final score of 68-49. They won by 19 points over the Gators. This time around, it's a much closer game. What's the difference?
Well, what's the difference is I think, when you look at North Star, they don't have one senior playing.
Yeah.
They got 2 freshmen. And when Kroll came in there, and one of their freshmen Katie Irons is one of their top scorers. And so we think of Gatwich, you think about Annie Lou, you think about Anderson. I think it took a little bit more than maybe Coach Johnson expected for them to gel. Now the team that they played just 3 or 4 weeks ago, probably about 3 weeks ago, is a lot different. And then also sometimes when you get beat by a team that's probably a little bit more established, like Millard North did them, beat them, was the wake-up call that you need right before playoffs. Because let's face it, North Star wasn't expected to push through. That was probably, if there ever is a good loss, right? Me and you are competitive. We don't like any losses. If there ever was a good loss, I think that was it for North Star. And look at them. They're facing again to the team that beat them by 19 points, and they're only down by 1 coming out of halftime.
Just a short time until we start the third quarter here from PBA. Let's take a brief 60-second timeout, and we'll start the third quarter after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
It is time to start the third quarter of play from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you. We'll have about 2.5 games. Well, it is 2.5 games remain for day one, Jay.
Yeah, look, it's been exciting basketball. I know I was a little bit late, but I think every game has been competitive. Mm-hmm. Every game has gotten better. Millard West has set the precedent, obviously, against Central. Now we have a really good barn burner right here coming out of halftime. Millard North against North Star. I'm excited.
So Millard North with the basketball to start here. Harley will be the inbounder from the sideline. She gets it into Galligan. Pass deflected, but corralled there by number 21, Clara Welker, who is relatively quiet. Avril Smith in the paint. Kicks it out. Galligan 3, too strong. And a nice rebound there by Joyce Johnson of Lincoln North Star.
The 1-3-1 defense that both teams are implementing are trying to get you to shoot hard shots. And you saw Avril Smith had what I would think a good shot underneath the basket, considering she's 6'1". Passed it up for a corner 3, missed it. North Star is back on the attack.
Pass deflected out of bounds. Last touch by number 10, Riley McLucas of Millard North. So it'll stay with Lincoln North Star. 16-15 the score. Millard North out in front by 1. Joyce Johnson with the inbound. Johnson looking around, gets it across court. Now back to Johnson. Johnson left side. Passes it right side. Kendall Anderson hit those 2 threes early in that first half. Was relatively quiet to wrap up the second quarter in the lane. Anderson shot blocked by McLucas.
Great job there. Excuse me, Nick.
That's right.
Great job by Anderson cutting to the hoop against that zone. Got it blocked. Now North Star with a steal. Annie Lou on the run right here.
Passes out. Kendall Anderson looking for help. Finds Gatwich. Gatwich, don't forget, has 3 personal fouls for Lincoln North Star. Into the corner. Annie Lou, nice shot. Fake drives baseline. Kicks it back out to Gatwich. Annie Lou might have wanted to have that one back and taken the layup instead of passing it all the way out to the logo. Gatwich passes it out to Anderson. Pass deflected, and it will stay with the Gators.
One thing, Nick, that's really impressive with these two teams, you got a lot of young ladies, tall young ladies, the skill set to be able to dribble with your head up, pass, one-handed passes, on time and on target.
Here's Anderson for 3, barely grazed the rim, and McLucas gets the defensive rebound. Galligan cross the timeline, gets picked up by Kendall Anderson, forcing her to her left side. Here's Avril Smith, kicks it out. Harley for 3. Sarah Harley unable to connect, and a defensive rebound corralled by Annie Lou. 2-on-2 break, kicks it out. Anderson will try again from deep. Well short on that one, and we have a foul called on Millard North, and that's going to go on Izzy Galligan.
Got Izzy Galligan. I will say Anderson, she would probably say that was a pass there to Annie Lou. Annie Lou had a good box out there for Galligan. It was short, so short, didn't even hit the rim or the net. Came down. It was unfortunate ticky-tack foul. Now she has to come out. But they have a good sub coming in there in Briley Nelson, who played big minutes in the first half.
So Kendall Anderson inbounds, Gatwich layup missed, and the defensive rebound goes into the hands of Avril Smith. And up the floor to Sarah Harley. Sarah Harley bounces it back to Avril Smith. Avril passes left side. Briley Nelson freshly checked into the game. Entry pass to the elbow, and we're going to have a foul down low on Joyce Johnson trying to poke it away from behind from the hands of Clara Welker.
Well, I think that's a little bit of adjustment there that Coach Johnson maybe had told his team at halftime, knowing that Millard North is getting it in there quick, kicking it back out to open threes. You saw Johnson really hang tough on that middle offensive player for Millard North.
So on the inbounds pass, here's McLucas. McLucas in the corner, throws it over the hands of Smith, but a Millard North player is there to defend it. Nice block and recovery by Sarah Gatwich. Avril Smith gets it back. Smith in the lane, dribbling through the double team. Puts up a tough shot, and Gatwich gets the rebound. Gatwich up the floor, Lou, layup, and North Star has the 1-point lead.
The thing is, that's we talk about Sarah Gatwich in the first half, getting a couple steals. The length of her, the athletic ability is unprecedented. And I think when you see a player like Gatwich on tape, you don't realize how tall and athletic she is until you see her out here in person.
And the three-point attempt by Briley Nelson is no good, but there's a foul as Annie Lou tried to get to the rebound, but I think this one's going to go on Joyce Johnson.
Yeah. It was just look. Well, some of these fouls that you get, coaches are fine with it. They're just hustle fouls, and really, I think Johnson maybe got her feet tangled up there with Avril Smith, and it looked like she got pushed. But nevertheless, Millard North contains the ball.
Bounce pass inside off the inbounds, and it goes through the legs of the intended Millard North target. Jump ball, possession arrow gives it to Lincoln North Star. So that's a disappointing end to the possession if you're Millard North, because you had a wide open player, and I believe it was number 21, Clara Welker, down low right on the doorstep of the bucket, but she just wasn't able to hold on to it.
Yeah, it was a good inbounds play, good concept. It's just sometimes when you mishandle the ball, you start to rush a little bit, and then it turns into a costly turnover.
Kendall Anderson passes right side, Joyce Johnson, shot fake, back to Anderson. Anderson to Katie Irons, three ball on the way.
Wow,
Katie
big
Irons
shot by the freshman, Katie Irons. The great shot. She was normally a starter. Maybe, had to let her get the nerves out.
Yep.
Played really big in the first half. Great shot there from the corner by the freshman.
Here's Sarah Harley, cross-court pass to McLucas, and she's going to be bumped and fouled by Sarah Gatwich. And it is going to be on Gatwich, so that's Gatwich's third.
Yeah, she had two quick ones, and she did a really good job of being patient and being really detailed in what she blocked. But now Tommy Johnson's doing what any coach hates to do, is taking your star player out. You got a really good sub there as Brooke Plain comes in, 6'1" center, that caused a lot of havoc in the middle of their defense. And so what you miss is just offensively explosiveness of Gatwich.
And
now
just like that, a three-pointer is good for Clara Welker. And Millard North is drawn within one. 20-19, Lincoln North Star with 4:26 to play in quarter number 3. Katie Irons in the far corner, dribbles into the double team,
Good
finds
pass.
Joyce Johnson. Johnson, layup, no good. May have gotten away with a foul. Offensive rebound, Lou. She's done that a few times tonight. And now she's going to be fouled, going to the line to shoot two.
Annie Lou, I think probably started the game a little bit more nervous than me and you calling our first game together. But she's played through it. And the one thing she's done, regardless of her nerves, is she has 4 offensive rebounds right now. She's made a couple layups. She hit a big shot there, kind of the 3 in the first half, kind of opened up her offense. Now she's at the free throw line trying to cash in.
20-19 the score. 4:15 to play in the third quarter. Lincoln North Star with the lead by 1. Lou has 2 chances here. She missed the first one, but she makes the second one. 21-19 the score. 4:12 to play in the third quarter. Here's Harley on the right side. Sarah Harley with it. Now to Avril Smith. Smith on the right wing, hands it off. Briley Nelson, 3-ball from the corner. Got it. And Millard North retakes the lead at 22-21.
Great offensive series there. Caught Lincoln North Star sleeping a little bit. Corner 3, nothing but net.
Kendall Anderson to answer and she does.
Hello, answer the call. That's what you do. Say, what you can do, I can do it better. Good job there by both teams. Maybe we're starting to see the nerves get out. Now you're starting to play a little bit free. The pace of the game and the execution is starting to pick up some.
3:46 to go, third quarter, 24-22. Lincoln North Star leads by a pair. We'll step aside for 30 seconds and be right back on 93.7 The Ticket. Show me a team that fields a strong lineup season after season, and you'll dominate. That's the way it's been at Platte Valley Equipment for decades. Whatever your task, their John Deere lineup of equipment handles it with ease. From riding mowers, compact tractor packages, to farm equipment, they can't be beat. That goes for their low monthly payments, too. Visit PlatteValleyEquipment.com. Proud sponsor of the 2024 NSAA Boys and Girls High School State Basketball Tournament. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you. Austin Orman back in our 93.7 The Ticket Studios. Appreciate him for pushing all the buttons, filling the airtime in between the games as well. We'll have an extended break after this ball game before we tip things off at 6 p.m. with Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln Southeast. And so Avril Smith with it on the right side. Now Sarah Harley. Mustangs are down by 2. Vanderplatz throws it right into the Lincoln North Star defender, who is Katie Irons, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Gators.
What you saw there was usually North Star is playing in kind of a little bit of a softer 1-3-1 zone where they want to kind of late trap you. You saw the intensity trap really early. Forced turnover, mishandled ball by Katie Irons.
Entry pass, it was intended to be an entry pass, but Avril Smith gets it all the way to the top of the key. Now right side, Sarah Harley pass is going to be tipped around. Vanderplatz directly in front of us, and now it will be an inside the corner, or excuse me, near side corner jumper, no good for number 33, Briley Nelson, and the rebound is corralled by Sarah Gatwich. Up the floor, Katie Irons. 3-ball on the way.
Wow.
Katie Irons with 2
3-pointers
in this third quarter, and it's 27-22.
Great poise by the freshman. You could have shot it early, gathered herself, nothing but net. Left corner is her spot.
So here's Avril Smith, spin move at the top, looking for help, finds Harley on the far side. Harley directly in front of Chris Paulson, Millard North's coach. And now Avril Smith will go to the line to shoot 2 shots as she was fouled on the way up.
Tommy Johnson's going to have to figure out a substitution pattern as Johnson has her 4th foul, but she was already on the way out of the game. Unfortunately for him, he would have liked to have that maybe a possession before. Brooke Plain is coming in to substitute. Now, Johnson does a really good job in the middle of that 1-3-1 defense. Now, we saw when Sarah Gatwich went out the first time, they gave up a 3. Let's see what Millard North does this time to try to catch North Star off balance.
Layup by Avril Smith is no good. Offensive rebound. Wow. Sarah Harley goes up strong, and she is fouled. Yeah. And now she'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots. That foul goes on
24.
Number 24, Brooke Plain. That's her second.
Good hard drive there by Sarah Harley, right? They had the inbounds, easy shot, missed it, kick it out. Good rip to the left hand, middle of the lane, then slithered through 2 defenders, got it up. Now she at the free throw line. Knocking down the first one. Good job by Millard North, keeping their poise, right? You're down it by 5, could have panicked. Now you're only down by 4, possibly knocking down to a 3-point lead.
Second free throw, no good. That's the announcer's jinx by Jay Foreman right there. 27-23. It's a 4-point ball game as Katie Irons has it across the timeline, guarded by Vanderplatz. Irons trying to fend off Vanderplatz, crosses over. A little bit of a mishandled pass corralled by Annie Liu.
Man-to-man defense now. Last time they did it, they didn't pay off good for him.
Liu dumps it off. Plain layup. Too short. Gets her own miss. Fought for. And that's going to be a quick jump ball whistle, and it'll go in the direction of Millard North.
It could have Plain on our first attempt. Probably caught off balance there by Annie Liu's dump-off pass there. But the thing about it is that she got it back, kept at it. Millard North did a good job of forcing a jump ball there. Now they're on the offensive now, looking to knock into this lead again.
So Millard North has it down by 4, 27-23, 148. That's a pass because they ran that similar play in the first half. It looked like it was
play
a
that
shot.
They always run for you in intramurals, right?
Yeah.
The alley-oop.
Let me oop it.
Yeah,
oop it to me.
That's probably the ollie.
I just give them the good old finger.
You're like your LeBron,
right?
Yeah,
I just call for it when I'm about 5 feet away from the bucket. Inbound pass for Lincoln North Star and Anderson. A little bit of extended defensive pressure once again, but North Star able to break it with ease. Gatwich in the lane. Nice step.
Euro step.
Missed it.
Annie Liu is killing them on the offensive boards.
Annie Liu with another offensive rebound. Kendall Anderson, now Katie Irons will slow it down at the logo. 1:23 to play, third quarter, 27-23. Lincoln North Star with a 4-point lead. Don't forget, Millard North, when these two teams faced off earlier in the year, won by 19 over the Gators. Anderson to Lou, 2 on the shot clock. She's got to put up a shot. Great poise by Lincoln North Star. Shot clock winding down. Annie Lou had plenty of time.
Yeah, both times that they got down towards the end of the shot clock, they've had good shots. First one was a miss by Johnson. Great move by their Annie Lou, ripping through. Now here's Gatwich. Paying dividends on the defensive end.
Picks the pocket of Vanderplatz with the foul, and Gatwich finishes with from the left side of the bucket, and she'll go to the line for one more.
When we had Millard North against Central, I talked about how Hanson was able to slither through there with kind of a scoop shot to cause a offense or cause a defensive foul. Gatwich, even though she's 6'1" or 6 foot tall, athletic, and maybe the most athletic person on the field, Euro step, slither, scoop shot, now looking for a 3-point play.
Gatwich at the line to shoot one, and it's no good. That foul, by the way, went on Romy Loveridge for Millard North. So here is Galligan back into the game. Harley now with it right side. Galligan to Avril Smith. Back to Harley rather. Harley looking for help. Great denial on the opposite side of the floor by Kendall Anderson, not letting Galligan get the basketball. Harley wanted to get it to her. Saved from going out of bounds by Avril Smith, but right into the hands of Annie Lou and Lincoln North Star. Shot clock is turned off. Gators lead by 8 with 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Katie Irons near the logo, guarded by Galligan, working left to right, now right to left, and gives it to Gatwich, who slows it down. Gatwich gets met by Harley. 9 seconds on the game clock. Gatwich in the lane. Great jump stop. Shot blocked from Avril Smith. Kicks it out. Lou for 3. Rims around and out. That's the friendly roll. Yes, there's the horn. And at the end of the third quarter, Lincoln North Star leads 34-23 over the Millard North Mustangs.
That is called the shooter's touch right there. Good. It looked like it was in. A little bit of a hard bounce hit the top of the backboard back in. Look, these North Star Gators started the third quarter down by 1. Now they're up by 11. Listen, you asked about what's the difference, right? I think what's the difference is how they got here, right? Whereas North Star got beat pretty bad by this Millard North team, learned from it, went through the districts, whereas Millard North was favored, lost to Central, and had to sit on it for a week and maybe just be discombobulated. Now, what I think that Millard North can do is not panic. 8 minutes is a long time in high school basketball. They're a veteran team. They know what they're doing. They have a really good coach in Coach Paulson. So they got to make sure that they go back to that high-low action where they were able to get points, get to the free throw line, make your free throws, and then put the pressure back on North Star to continue to execute and not get ahead of themselves.
So we're about ready to start the fourth quarter here. Lincoln North Star leads by 11, their largest of the day, 34-23. It'll be Lincoln North Star basketball to start the final quarter of play. 5 out there will be Kendall Anderson, Katie Irons, Sarah Gatwich, number 24, Brooke Plain, and Annie Lou. For Millard North, it'll be Galligan, Avril Smith, Sarah Harley, number 33, Briley Nelson, and number 21, Clara Welker. So Lincoln North Star basketball. Put 8 minutes on the game clock, and they'll inbound it to Irons, working left to right from our vantage point here, courtside at PBA. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman with you. Austin Norman back in our studio. Appreciate all the work he, Bach, and Josh Lill did earlier today. A little bit of a risky pass there by Irons. She gets it back. 18.
Man-to-man defense now. This is where you think North Star, you want to make some hay. You figure you can beat Millard North off the dribble. Gatwich, a little bit of mishandle there. Turnover, costly to start the quarter.
Here comes Millard North on the left side. Mid-range jumper, no good. Rebounded into the hands of Plain, and she hands it off to Irons. Irons brings it up the floor, gives it to Gatwich.
It'll be interesting, Nick, is how long Millard North will stay in this man-to-man defense and how quickly North Star is able to take advantage of it. All with Joyce Johnson, who's an extra ball handler on the bench, getting valuable rest minutes, but also with 4 fouls, keeping her out of the foul trouble as well.
Katie Irons bounces it to Annie Lou. A little give-and-go action. Irons layup good. What an incredible second half so far for Katie Irons.
You talk about a young freshman, probably had nerves, as you should. Definitely came out of halftime, lightened up on fire. 2 threes, backdoor cut, excellent basketball by the young freshman.
It's a 36-23 ball game. Avril Smith in the lane is fouled.
Right.
And she'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Before we started the fourth quarter, we asked what Millard North needs to do to come back. What we talked about inside-out game. They did it extended from the three-point line. Avril Smith did a really good job of sealing off the North Star defender at the free throw line, trying to knock into the league without the clock running, Nick.
First free throw for Smith, no good.
Nicholas.
Off back iron. 6:40 to go, fourth quarter. Don't forget, we'll send it back to the studio for about 45 minutes or so, maybe an hour before starting the pregame coverage for Lincoln Southwest and Southeast around 5:45 p.m. Tip-off for that one slated for 6 p.m. with myself and Jay Foreman. 6:35 to go, fourth quarter, 36-23 as Avril Smith misses both free throws.
Yeah, Nick, one thing that is apparent, the ball handling skills of Katie Irons and Joyce Johnson is what is keeping the pace and keeping the spacing of this North Star offense, and also allowing them to control when they want to start their offense late into the shot clock.
So here's Irons on the left side, gives it to Lou, 3-ball. Annie Lou rattled down and out, halfway down inside the cylinder, and then it bounced right out of the rim or the bucket, and the Allegan going back the other way. Kickball violation going to be the whistle and call on Sarah Gatwich, so it'll stay with Millard North. 36-23, 6:01 to play in the fourth quarter here from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Lincoln North Star, the 5 seed, Millard North, the 4 seed. This could be our first low seed beating the higher seed matchup at PBA today. Harley, 3-ball from the far corner, and she misses it. Nice rebound by Sarah Gatwich. She bringing it up the floor, gives it to Lou. Lou will slow things down. Annie Lou back to Gatwich to Irons at the top of the key. Katie Irons. Looks like Millard North switches the defense a little bit of miscommunication. It's going to be a jump ball called, given to Millard North.
Oh, and the thing is, Millard North was confused so much, it confused North Star what type of offense they were going to run. So unfortunate for Millard North to get that jump ball call, because it very easily could have been a on the ground foul.
So Galligan on the right side, now Harley to 33, Briley Nelson. Nelson's going to be
double team,
yes,
right.
Forced a timeout into the far side. 5:33 to go in the fourth quarter, 36-23 the score. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Welcome back in. 5:33 to go in the fourth quarter. Lincoln North Star leads 36-23 over the Millard North Mustangs. Inside, Briley Nelson, 3-ball. Sarah Harley got it. Nice job by Sarah Harley. It's back to just a 10-point ball game, and Millard North has set up their extended defense here as Katie Irons falls down on the ground, loose ball, and we have a timeout awarded to Lincoln North Star.
A little bit of discussion between the refs. And it's hard, Nick, when you have one ref that's close to the coach with the ball and down there opposing at the end, that you can't get the timing right. I like it that the referee stepped in and said, listen, I heard it before. There was miscommunication and mishandling of the ball. North Star caught coming out of the timeout. The rotation was a little bit slow. Big 3 from the corner by Millard North. Now let's see how North Star handles this full court pressure with only 5 minutes and 16 seconds left. This game is far from over. Millard North is making good adjustments coming out of either a timeout or a halftime and quarter. North Star is as well. Now, if I'm Tommy Johnson, I'm talking about, okay, we got to finish the game. If they want to press us, we feel like our foot speed, once we get it past our free throw line, can lead to easy buckets. Then if we don't, we've actually done a really good job when we're more patient in shooting the ball late in the shot clock, because we can actually get the ball close to the lane, up against the backboard, into the rim, and possibly a free throw or a 2-point or a 3-point play. So it's going to become a battle of wills right here. And whether you're a North Star, you can't look too far ahead. And if you're Millard North, you got to think one possession at a time, defensive stops, getting easy shots, hitting open buckets, and not getting too far ahead of yourself as well.
36-26, your score, 5:16 to play in the fourth quarter. The Gators, Lincoln North Star leading Millard North. They'll inbound it from a kind of a tough spot as Annie Lou gets it, slices through the double team. Lou along the left side. Lou bounces it now to Gatwich. On the left wing, cross-court pass to Anderson. Now top of the key to Logo to Joyce Johnson, who's back into the game with 4 fouls. Back to Johnson. Johnson looking, trying to lob it into the corner. Does so to Katie Irons. Katie Irons back out top to Joyce Johnson. Johnson pass fakes left. Passes now right. Cross-court, a little bit of reversal through the hands of Gatwich. It's going to be a turnover.
A little bit of a risky pass there. I always say you're always throwing it from New York to Paris. You want to just go from New York maybe to Omaha or Lincoln, Nebraska. What I mean by that is sometimes the cross-court passes, when you're not used to the gym, the depth perception can be off, and it causes an unforced error.
So here are the Millard North Mustangs. Three-point attempt by Galligan. Not able to even have a chance as Gatwich rejects it, and Gatwich has it on the right side now as she passes it to Johnson. Johnson getting tracked down by Avril Smith, and there's going to be a kicked ball violation on Millard North.
Sarah Gatwich is paying dividends on both sides of the floor. I'm telling you, her length, her athletic ability, and she's so smooth. She's one of the fastest players out there, but she's just like a gazelle, and her ability to close out on Millard North offensive players is paying off tenfold tonight for the North Star Gators.
So here's Johnson as her pass deflected and into the hands of Galligan. Up the floor, Avril Smith to a trailing Sarah Harley. Harley back to Smith in the corner, just inside the perimeter. Cross-court pass to the right wing. Mid-range jumper is good by Briley Nelson. And Kendall Anderson will be in the inbounder, but that gives an opportunity to Millard North to set up their extended defense, as we'll have a reach-in foul on Avril Smith. That's just the first team foul of Millard North, so somewhat of a case of we need to get closer to the bonus in case we need to start fouling.
Right, and that's the thing about it for Coach Paulson. I like that because if I'm him, it's an aggressive foul. It's after a made basket. You're trying to create some havoc. That's the whole point of going to extended pressure, and that's your first foul. And you got to start ramping up the pressure here with less than 4 minutes left.
So here's Katie Irons. She splits the double team. Across the timeline goes the freshman. Gatwich down, driving baseline. Gatwich layup good with the foul.
Dipsy do right there. Slither. I'm telling you, to be able to drive baseline, have the strength and balance to get it up off the backboard takes a special player. What do you do when you have a run to go against you? Give it to your best player. Let her go to work. Possible three-point play. Big play there by Sarah Gatwich.
So 3:49 to go in the fourth quarter. Gatwich completes the three-point play. It's 39 to 28. Lincoln North Star leads by 11 over Millard North. Galligan inside to, Briley Nelson. Pass taken away by Katie Irons. Irons up the floor. Gets bumped by Harley. And now Gatwich with it near the logo, and she's fouled on the reach-in by Avril Smith.
Yeah, good job there by North Star Gators of answering the mini run by Millard North Mustangs. What do? Get it to their best player. Then what is it? Katie Irons, right? The youngest player and might be the smallest player out there on the court. What does she do? Get a big-time steal, controls it, get it to Gatwich. Now North Star is back on the attack with an 11-point lead.
So they'll throw it into the backcourt where Joyce Johnson is there. Johnson's going to be picked up by two defenders. Now lob it over the top to Katie Irons. Katie Irons dribbling through the legs, drives baseline, dumps it with a one-hand flip. Three ball, Kendall Anderson.
That right there, Katie Irons is, listen, we are watching a young budding star right here. Gets trapped, dribbles between the legs, baseline, pocket pass. Now you got Annie Lou pulling it back out. Smart play right there. I'd probably go for that, Nick. I might miss the layup. But what are they doing? Playing with patience and poise.
So Katie Irons, cross-court pass, corralled by Lou. Now top of the key, Kendall Anderson. Back to Irons. Irons in the lane. Katie Irons, layup, too strong. Rebound tipped around to Gatwich. Put back, layup, good. 44-28 Lincoln North Star.
That 2 points by Gatwich was set up by Annie Lou, a tip rebound, which has kind of come into everybody's repertoire right now. Gatwich, Johnny on the spot, put it up against the backboard. We just talked about have an 11-point lead. Now with a 3, 2-point, 6-point lead. North Star Gators 2.5 minutes away from pay dirt.
44-28, 2:34 to go in the fourth quarter. North Star out front by 16. We'll come right back in 30 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
Come see the exciting career opportunities in the world of large ag. Acres, your Nebraska John Deere dealer, is hosting a career fair during our 2024 Ag and Turf Expo. Learn about career opportunities in service, sales, parts, and precision ag, as well as other roles in Acres business support team. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center March 6th and 7th or Fauner Park March 21st and 22nd. Go to acres.com/expo24 for details.
Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman back with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. 44-28 your score. Lincoln North Star out in front by 16 over the Millard North Mustangs. The 5 out there for head coach Tommy Johnson are Katie Irons, Joyce Johnson, Sarah Gatwich, Annie Liu, and Kendall Anderson. Here's Millard North with the basketball. Galligan in traffic, layup missed. Offensive rebound. There's going to be no shot. It's going to be an offensive foul on Avril Smith.
Well, yeah, that was that's a judgment call. Avril Smith trying to play hard, especially coming out of that timeout there. Got a little bit overzealous with the push there. Offensive foul took away for the good foul there. Now it's another foul by Avril Smith, and I think that's her 5th. If they haven't even updated yet, she has 4 right now. That is her 5th foul, just that quick in a matter of a second. You hate for the young lady to foul like that because 2 of them were aggressive plays, and that's what you want from your players. She's trying her hardest. I understand that sometimes it can, bowl that or roll down on you, but nevertheless, look who's at the free throw line is Katie Irons, who's been the player of the game so far, stepping up big, coming off the bench, and playing with a great poise for a young freshman.
First free throw is good for Irons, so she now extends the lead 45-28. Second one on the way off back iron.
There
Offensive rebound, Annie Liu once again to Irons. Irons left side, Anderson to Joyce Johnson. 25 seconds still on the shot clock, 2:16 on the game clock. To Katie Irons, back to Anderson. Anderson draws the double, right side, Irons to the right wing, looking for help, trying to find help, and we have a timeout called by Lincoln North Star. 2:07 to play, fourth quarter, 45-28. It's a full timeout. We'll step aside for 60 seconds and return in just a moment on 93.7 The Ticket.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Then you can just ask them some questions.
Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman back with you. 45-28 the score, 2:07 to play in the fourth quarter. Katie Irons for 3. Well, it's way too long on that one, but Sarah Harley comes away with it for Millard North. She splits the double team, kicks it out. 3 ball on the way. Off back iron, too strong. Offensive rebound, Galligan. Looks it over to Briley Nelson. Nelson in the corner. McLucas 3 off front iron, no good. And Gatwich comes away with the defensive rebound. You have to think, tough for McLucas to get back in the rhythm of things. It's been a long time. She's a starter on here, but we haven't seen her for a long time.
It seems like a full quarter. She's been sitting on the bench and come right off, try to fire us with threes. Stepped in for Avril Smith. And so look, at right now, Millard North is facing the inevitable where you're insurmountable lead. You haven't really got the offense going. You're down by 17. The clock seems to run a lot faster. And this young upstart North Star Gator team is playing phenomenal right now. They got Anderson trying to put the dagger in the heart. Annie Lou, right? Look, Annie Lou has well over 10 rebounds, 7 offensive, smooth operator. Great job there by Annie Lou herself. Now she's going to the free throw line trying to cash in on some more points.
So Annie Lou is now fouled intentionally. She's going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. A lot of that was probably for substitution purposes, as there's 3 Millard North players ready to go at the scores table. At the line, Annie Lou. First one on the way, no good. So Millard North, Sarah Harley, Briley Nelson, and Galligan all sub out.
Yeah,
but you look at those, Jay. Sorry to interrupt you. I cut you off. But Galligan, sophomore, Nelson, junior. There's a lot of this team. Just one senior listed on this roster for Millard North. The rest are coming back next year.
Yeah, that's the same thing with this North Star Gator. So you're looking at the future and who's going to probably be in state and one of the top teams, top 2 teams next year is both of them, because they both only have one senior. North Star has a little bit more of freshmen and underclassmen, but Millard North is set up for the future as well.
We're going to just have a substitution timeout. How about that? A lot of celebrating going on the Lincoln North Star bench. And there you have it, 44 seconds on the game clock. I think they do have to take a full timeout just to suffice. So let's go ahead and step aside for 30 seconds, and we'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street.
Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman back with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Lost basketball. It's going to be over and back. Violation on Lincoln North Star, turnover there. So 34.6 on the game clock. And the Gators are up by 18 points. So Millard North with the basketball. Number 2, Kalaya Catron with it. And she's going to be fouled. Go to the line to shoot 2. As with 29.2, it's a 46-28 ball game. That is Joyce Johnson's 5th personal foul, so she's done for the day. But a nice effort in her absence by Katie Irons, Brooke Plain, and even Alexandra Kroll for part of it.
Yeah, and look, you got to think of Olivia Anderson, who played well in the beginning in the first quarter, first quarter and a half. Didn't have to come back really in the game because North Star Gators got in a rhythm with Irons and Kroll and Johnson when she was not in foul trouble. So, look, man, these are 2 teams right here. They're well-coached, battled. North Star had a little bit more in the tank, and you got to think about it. They lost by 19 when they just played almost 2.5 weeks ago. Come back and almost able to beat Millard North by the same amount here at the state tournament.
Second free throw, no good. 46-28 the score as Millard North gets it off of the turnover. Left side, McLucas for 3. She hits it. 19 seconds on the game clock. 46-31. Lincoln North Star won't even have to shoot this one as the shot clock is turned off. They get it across half court, and Lincoln North Star is going to become the first Lincoln team this year to advance to the state semifinals in their second state tournament appearance ever. Tommy Johnson has advanced to the state semifinals, and they will face off against Millard West on Friday night at 6 p.m. Your final score, Lincoln North Star 46, Millard North 31. Don't go anywhere. We'll have our final thoughts on the post-game show, and we're going to effort to get Tommy Johnson over here as well, the head coach of the Gators, when we return right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF.
I thought I was your best friend forever.
BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Alrighty, welcome back in Pinnacle Bank Arena as Lincoln North Star is victorious 46-31 over the Millard North Mustangs, and we are joined here on the post-game show by the head coach of the Lincoln North Star Gators, Tommy Johnson. Coach, congratulations, man. Walk us through in a season where it's kind of been not up and down necessarily, but this was a team in Millard North that you guys just lost to a couple of weeks ago. What was the difference today?
The difference was we went into that game as like a bonus game.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of already knew districts were set. We knew our path to get here to Pinnacle, so we kind of hit a lot. We played them totally different defensively. We played them man to man the entire game, and playing Millard North man to man, we gave up 68 points.
Yeah.
So we knew coming into this game we were not even considering playing man to man. And we're going to go back to our traditional 31 against them.
Well, see, I want to talk about defenses for a moment because Millard North actually showed you guys a couple different looks today too, where they would go man-to-man, and there was a couple times Sarah Gatwich was able to kind of have her way with them and a couple other players that I want to talk about, but then they switched back to zone, and you guys handled it relatively well. Is that something you guys prepared for? You knew coming in, this is what they're going to give us. This is how we need to play to defeat them.
Yeah, surprisingly, we've seen a lot of zone throughout the season, actually. We have 4 girls that average double figures. Well, Kendall Anderson is real close to it. So we've seen a lot of different zones and different defenses. When they switched to man-to-man, we thought it was in our favor, actually. So we were able to actually slow the tempo and relax a little bit more with our ball handlers. When they go into zone, it's kind of chaotic. If you catch and hold, they're lengthy, and they'll come get you in a trap.
One more before we let you go. I want to talk about the freshman, Katie Irons, because this was a huge game for her. I saw after every single shot, you kind of gave a fist pump to one of your coaches as well. Talk about her on this stage in this moment. That's got to be exciting for the future, right? Because there's a lot of not even just not seniors necessarily, but underclassmen, people that are going to be returning next year for you guys. The future's really exciting, and she showed out today.
Yeah, Katie is my bucket getter. She actually started all season long, and then when we went into districts, we put her onto the bench, coming off the bench. She handled it really well as a freshman. She understood her assignment, and she had a phenomenal game. Not only scoring for herself, there was a couple of times she drove and
unbelievable assist out to the top to Kendall Anderson.
That was probably one of the bigger plays of the game. That pass was amazing.
There you go, Coach. Congratulations. We'll see you on Friday night against Millard West.
All right, thank you very much.
There he is, Coach Tommy Johnson, the head coach of the Lincoln North Star Gators. They're victorious today, 46-31. They beat the Millard North Mustangs in the Class A quarterfinals. That'll do it for us. We'll send it back to the studio where Austin Orman is at, and we'll catch you guys at about 5:50 p.m. tonight as we get you ready for Lincoln Southeast and Lincoln Southwest coming up at 6 p.m. tip from Pinnacle Bank Arena. You have been listening to 93.7 The Tickets and the Girls State Basketball Tournament from Pinnacle Bank Arena.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.